Oh, we're in the wrong spot again. Damn it. I do that every time here. What's going on here? Technology, folks. Technology. We're trained professionals here. And welcome to a special Clash in Italy edition of Wednesday Night is Overbooked. I am your host, the Joker's Voice, here with the co-pilot of the show, my partner on the show. Got himself away from his uber pregnant wife for a few minutes. It is the one, the only LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Just I was put on the clock right before the show started, but otherwise doing good.
You're on a clock. Nice. I like it. And
I thought it wouldn't be too long.
And we have someone in the chat, and that is from Huntsville, Alabama, Keely Chow. Roll Tide, sir. Roll Tide. So, yes, we had a premium live event, a international show, which is why we are on so early. From Italy, Clash in Italy. This is the fourth premium live event of the Clash titles. First one started in 2022 in Cardiff, Wales, Clash at the Castle. 2024, Clash at the Castle again in Glasgow, Scotland, and last year's Clash in Paris. Now, as far as a show goes, coming post WrestleMania, this show wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was looking at the match times. It went about the same time as the Backlash show, and it was about an equal distribution of in-ring action, just under 50 minutes of actual in-ring wrestling. So if you count the entrances, half the time was spent on the show with professional wrestling, better than what we got at Mania. Now, the WWE had, and we have Mr. Eric Douglas here as well. Hello, sir. Thank you very much. Also, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We have a goal. We want to get to double digits. As we hit our goal at the last Wednesday Night's Overbooked, we will get a special segment. If we get to doubles on this stream, we will introduce another special segment on Wednesday. And, of course, then we get to talk to Momo, too. And we all love talking to Momo here. So as long as you're doing that, go down below a little further. And everyone on Wednesday Night's Overbooked, we have our socials. We have our YouTube channels. I am one subscriber away from 800. So we would all love your eyeballs to increase our watch hours, your likes, and, of course, your subscriptions. So if you don't mind, folks.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
Now, normally we've been getting these premium live events on Saturday. We had it on Sunday, and oh dear God, Saturday was quite a day for the WWE in not always the best way possible. As for most of the day, the WWE was absolutely getting roasted on social media. Ego, do you mind showing the chat why they were getting roasted?
You got it. Bringing it up now. And I'll add the audio on there as well.
And what exactly is this, Ego?
This appears to be Julia, and she appears to be talking some promotion for Clash in Italy. Here we go.
Ciao Italia, sono la superstar della WWE Giulia ed è bellissimo potervi finalmente parlare in italiano. Voglio solo ricordarvi che Clash in Italia si terrà questa domenica. Prendete subito i vostri biglietti. Arrivederci.
So, my question is this, as I'm sure this is a question now that a lot of fans were asking, a lot of fans were bringing up and roasting the WWE for this. You have a talent who is half Italian. Her father is full-blooded Italian. She speaks fluent Italian. Why was she not on this card? Now, I go back to the Cardiff, Wales show where they had Drew McIntyre, who's from the UK, that general area, was in the main event of that show. You also had Sheamus, you had Ridge Holland, you had Pete Dunne in that show as well. You had actually 3 matches with talent from the UK, the British area, at Clash in Castle in Glasgow, Scotland. You had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, both Scottish, winning the Women's World Championship. You had Drew McIntyre, who is Scottish, in the main event. And for a Women's WWE Championship, you had Bayley versus Piper Niven, who was also Scottish. You had Rhea Ripley, whose grandfather is Italian, Roman Reigns, whose mother is Italian. Okay, I can get behind that. But you couldn't find a place for Julia, who's half Italian, speaks the language fluently, to be on the card. But no, please, cut a promo for us. And then be in the audience, too. Ego, your thoughts on this?
Mad disrespectful. Good God, that's terrible. If there ever a point in which you want to highlight someone that's at least from the area, she was standing right there. And for all the matches you gave us, you could have easily inserted her into any of the women's matches, or given her a match of her own to at least wrestle. You didn't even do that. It would be one thing to just forget about her, but it's like you had the presence of mind to make her cut a promo in her native language, put her in the crowd with the rest of the people as if she's a noob, and then leave her off of the match card. Is just, I'd ask for my release immediately if it were me, just because this the level of disrespect you must have for me to do all this. It would be insane for me. I could no longer work for them if they did that to me.
And then you also had Liv Morgan, who's also Italian. She was in the crowd. Her match with Stephanie's put on hold while Stephanie recovers. And Eric, I saw this comment. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday night, because I saw that and I'm like, wait, what? So, but also on Saturday, WWE and AAA ran their Noches de los Grandes premium live event, I guess, that show, which we had the highly anticipated mask versus mask match between original El Grande Americano and the real El Grande Americano, where original got pinned, had to remove his mask, and is revealed to be Chad Gable. I was shocked. And then we had Ludwig Kaiser's girlfriend kissing El Grande Americano at the end of the match. And I'm like, wow, the guy gets arrested and she just jump ship. That is just,
When it rains, it pours.
So, and that was, yes. And then, yes, and Santino Morella was also in the audience because the Superstars of SmackDown need to show up on the Impact Zone. Oh, please, God, no. Please, God, no. That's the last thing I need, is that partnership being brought up again. But as I said, we had some matches that were, and the match between the El Grandes was just magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And we're going to talk more about that in the upcoming weeks as well. But we might as well start at the beginning of the show. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE Championship. Now, I know because Ego is the biggest Cody Rhodes fan of all, absolutely loves every time he steps into the ring. Your initial thoughts on this match?
I wish I had 4 noses to hold them up like this. I wish I had 7. I wish I had 18 thumbs to give him more of this.
Wow.
The thing is, it's not against this man. No! It's not even against Gunther. It's just strictly Cody Rhodes. I'm just like, I saw this at what was it called? Crown Jewel. How is this any different? What changed? Okay, same outcome. Exactly. If I can remember what's gonna happen, then I'm like, okay, I can see what's gonna go. Boring. Can we please bring out the next one to me?
Well, the match ended in a bit of controversy, shall we say, as Gunther's leg was under the rope, which is basically the same as a rope break. Ref didn't see it, counted the 1, 2, 3. Gunther's pissed. I thought the match was fine. I thought the ending was a little like, huh? And it was actually, aside from, this was the second shortest match of the night, clocking in at right about 11 minutes. Like I said, like we have said numerous times, Gunther is incapable of giving a bad performance. He is great. Cody was fine. Again, this prolongs this feud. This makes it so it's not a one and done. It kind of protects Gunther from taking a clean loss. So you can run this back, Night of Champions, you can in a month, and who knows? Then you got SummerSlam a month after that. So not a lot to write home about. And I'm looking at the chat right here, folks. We're at about 5 or 6 likes. We're about halfway to doubles. Still plenty of time to get up there. So tell your friends to show up and give us a like. We then go to a WrestleMania rematch. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Now, during the match itself, Solomon Monster posted on X that this is the best Jade has ever looked since her call up to the main roster. And I'm like, if this is the best she has looked, and we said the same thing at Mania, that these were her 2 best matches, there's still a problem here. Couple spots, a little sloppy. I knew it was only a matter of time before shenanigans happened and B-Fab and Michin decided to show their face. And then there was the equalizer. That was Charlotte. Came in to neutralize that and did the same turnabout as fair play. Put Rhea's foot on the rope after getting hit with Jaded. And then once Rhea hit the riptide on Jade, Charlotte's just kind of staring at Jade like this. Match between those two incoming for sure. Match went about 17 minutes, a little bit longer than their main match, and I'm sure Ego has just a glowing review about this match as well because he loves both of these women. Please go on, sir.
I told everyone that was in our group chat that this match made me envious of Helen Keller.
Please elaborate, sir.
I watched this on mute. And even then, my
fatality.
I even tried to close my eye, and it was still horrendous. I really wish someone could just do the finger thingy on my hand like Helen Keller and say how terrible this was. Unfortunately, I had to hear and see it. First things first, Rhea was sloppy. Her razor's edge was terrible. She did it from like right here at her head level instead of extending her out and throwing her forward.
Oh yeah.
She pretty much threw Jade on her neck. Jade's breaks were dumb. When she actually got pinned off of the riptide, she put her foot on the rope when before the ref could count 1, took it off the rope, and either Michin or B-Fab tried to grab her leg, to try to turn her off on the rope. She moved her foot, and they almost called it a false 3. You can see she got here and had to actually pull it out before you look over like, oh, now her leg's on the rope. How is everyone botching this late in the game? I'm talking about since Jade's call-up, I've seen or heard about I've seen Jordan Grace kind of do a better job. We got Stephanie Vakir that came in 2025. We got Lola Vice and JC Jane. I've seen people that have only been up in the last year when she's had at least 2 or 3 to get her shit together, and you're still doing basic bitch wrestling with the occasional power flex. What the fuck? this was awful for everyone involved. It was completely sloppy. If we had bottom 5 worst in the year, this should be a poster child of shit you should not do.
Your ruler has arrived.
The man has spoken. The man has spoken. Again, I think Jade is still a work in progress, and that's a bad sign. Being on the main roster this long, you need to be a more polished product. But TKO gonna TKO. They want to make her a big thing, and hopefully, based on SmackDown, they're gonna move Rhea on to someone else who can actually wrestle. That being Blake the Monroe.
I can't wait.
A little early, but And then we move off of ESPN proper. We go to the ESPN Unlimited app, which I think for the $30 a month, you got the money's worth in these 3 matches. Now the next one was billed as the biggest rematch in WWE history, and that is Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Now, a bunch of folks had. I think I was the only one who went with Oba to get the win on this match. I kind of, again, I wanted Oba to win. Something was also. Hold on. Just getting attention. Well, there you go. This was a typical Brock Lesnar match. It's not going to last long. This is not going to be a 10 to 15 minute deep water match. This match went about 7 minutes.
That wasn't bad.
But again, it's a typical Brock Lesnar match. It's either Suplex City or in this case, F5 City. The guy took 7 F5s. 7.
Yeah.
One of them through a table. Oba really never got out of the blocks in this match. Obviously, this is going to set up something for SummerSlam, as Oba is in the King of the Ring brackets, and I think Brock will do something to screw it up to prompt the match. Ego, your thoughts on this match?
It had been a while since I've actually seen a legit Brock Lesnar match. I think the last one that I saw was when he wrestled the Undertaker. I hadn't really seen a Brock match since that. I mean, WrestleMania notwithstanding, so I didn't know what a standard Brock Lesnar match typically looked like. But you kind of was like, man, Obafemi could win, but you're like, also, no, 7 F5s that's a lot. That's a lot for anyone. And one through an announcer's table. I do like the fact that it was like, hey, it had to be an onslaught, a complete barrage, and one where even if you tried to do his fall from grace, like, hey, he has the Kimura lock, so the choke slam that he tried to do with the left hand, he had to short arm it, which made sense. The fall from grace, he kind of popped out of it, which was good. I mean, they made it a good match for the 7 minutes that they used. I had Brock winning so that they could actually make this a legitimate feud, or at least a rubber match that's going to go into SummerSlam. So it worked. I mean, they did a good job with the 7 minutes that they were allotted for that match.
Yeah, I didn't hate the match. I do, however, Oba is, again, these international crowds, they are hot. They are hot crowds because they're starved for WWE, the product being in their country. Oh my God, Oba is still just ridiculously over. I mean, you saw 12,000 Italians doing the strut, and that was something to see there. And then came what I thought was the best match of the night for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That was Sol Ruca and Becky Lynch. Sol Ruca's still got a lot to learn, but I think this was the right result. Get that title off of Lynch. She's held it for long enough. put it on someone new. Let's see what they can do. There was almost a nasty botch in this match as Sorika's going for her back handspring, the moonsault out of the ring, and she clipped her feet, and Becky had to scoot up a little bit to catch her. Mm-hmm. But again, I have no problem with this match, and I know there are some folks who think it's too soon for Soul. It's too soon for Soul. She hasn't won a clean match yet. You're going to give her a title match and put the title on her already. Who else is there? Who else is there? And the Soul Snatcher is an over move. I mean, when she hit that crowd popped hard. Yeah. And then the 1, 2, 3, the loud 1, 2, 3, and then they popped at the end. So Ego, I want your take on this match.
I liked it. I do think that she might have to switch from the shoes that she's wearing to a more sturdier wrestling boot. Because it was not only that.
Don't like the Vans, huh?
Not with those kinds of ropes. I think she'd want something with a little more grip because she tried it off the top turnbuckle too, and I thought she under rotated that too, and she had to get caught before she almost landed, almost snapped her ankles. I just think that if you're going to be doing moves like that, you're going to need something with more of a cushion and a higher ankle for her. I think she might have to actually wear some traditional wrestling boots under the Jinkos that she wears. I think that's more of a safety thing for her longevity. So, but yeah, I agree with the decision. I mean, she is the half white version of Javon Evans, super over to me, super over, a lot of energy.
You fucking mark.
What? I said she's only what? I think it works. Half white version. It works, all right. She's over, Gen Z-ish. Put a title on her, see what she can do with it. Although the thing is, you're like, who else is there? The irony is Julia. That's also the issue.
but she's on SmackDown right now.
I know. So I know. I get it. It's just like they're like, who is it? Like, man, Julia, right over there, man. I was gonna see if Soul were legitimately hurt from that house show, I would have lobbied for Julia then and there so we could put her
possibly
on Raw. I wish that would have happened, but hey, I understand it. Give it to her. Give the crowd something to cheer for because I don't think there was a title change otherwise, right?
Nope.
That was the only title change. Yeah, that was the only title change. So if you're gonna get one and the crowd got their money's worth, it might as well be this one. So it worked out for everyone.
And I personally like the decision because of the fact that who else is there for Becky to feud with? I mean, there's heels and there's no one else. So now with a babyface champion there, you could run a Soul and Lyra match. You can definitely run Soul and Roxy, Soul and Raquel. You can definitely run Soul and Stephanie, Soul and Io. You can run a lot of matches now, and I know you're just chomping at the bit for a Lyra match there.
Lie there, Valkyria. No, thank you. Pass.
Wow.
Everyone else is great.
Wow. You just made the list.
That's what I said.
Boo this man.
I will send that to you when you said Lyra Valkyria.
Children these days, folks. Children these days. And then we came to the main event. Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns under Tribal Combat for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was the longest. It went just under half an hour. The first 5 to 7 minutes.
Boring.
Absolutely.
But once it got into gear, I'm like, okay, now we're moving, now we're shaking, now we're doing things. And I honestly thought that we were going to have a title change. I honestly did. I wanted to I don't change simply because of the fact this is something different. This is something different. But no, we get well, I don't think he knows, sir. I don't think he knows.
So,
But this is just the bloodline all over again. It's going back to where the bloodline started. Jacob is now just playing the Jey Uso role now because it was Jey Uso who invoked tribal combat first. Then it was Solo Sikoa. Roman has now won all 3 tribal combat matches. This one at least was good because the other 2 sucked. And I'm just like, okay, the match was good. The match was good. But it's what's afterward. I'm just not excited going into Raw tomorrow, which is in Italy. So if you're watching on Netflix on the East Coast, it's 2 p.m. start time tomorrow. So what was your initial thoughts of this match?
You're right. It started out very slow. I needed things to pick up, and eventually they did. I mean, they made good use of the space for the tribal combat rules. It's just weird that it's like, well, hey, it's tribal combat, no DQ, use whatever you want, but you got to be pinned inside the ring. I'm like, I guess
that's because it's not a falls count anywhere match.
I thought that we tribal combat, like the arena is the combat, or it's in a combat arena, so it can happen anywhere. But I mean, that's just me. But I mean,
yes, the answer is yes.
This is why I was wishing for Jacob Fatu to win. I would have taken shenanigans from Solo Sikoa to fracture the bloodline to make sure, like, oh no, like, hey, you're secondary bloodline. It's Bloodline Team 1, Bloodline Team 2, and Bloodline Team 1 is Solo Sikoa in the MFTs. That would have been much more.
You mean Timu bloodline?
Yeah, I would have taken that. That would
Fatality.
I would have been okay with that because it would have been turning the bloodline upside down. It would have shown at least there's some cunning to Jimmy J and Roman. I know that it's already there for the most part, but it's just like would have shown it again instead of replaying the bloodline again. So now Jacob Fatu is going to grab a shovel and get buried for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
He's not going to get buried. He's just going to play the Jey Uso role, which you should like because you're a big Jey Uso stan.
I am, but at least
You just made the list.
He had his own opponent list. So now all they're going to do is like, hey, Roman's not around. Or he's doing part-time stuff. What do we do? Oh, let's just send in Jacob as the enforcer. I'm like, I guess. But I mean, that's just going to be boring for me. That's why I'm saying buried. He will have no definitive storyline of his own to me. And they're going to like, the first person we're going to send after you after is LA Knight, which is probably going to be at either Saturday Night's Main Event or King of the Ring. I mean, okay, I guess.
Well, so
that's to me what I say is being buried.
So the brackets were released. So let me pull these up here. Actually, I didn't download them onto any social media. I think I've got them on my phone right here. Do I have them on? Yes, I do. Okay. So we're going to look at just the brackets right now, as these were just announced not too long ago. Some of these I'm like, okay, but some of these I'm like, okay, why is this? So on one side, we have, they're not going to wait very long because it's going to be one quarterfinal match is going to be Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill. Another match, Lyra Valkyria versus the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Sol Ruka. Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green. Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. That should be a good match. Oh God, why? Julia and Lash. Why did you hate her so much, Paul Oliveck? Why do you hate Not My Girl so much? Bailey and Raquel Rodriguez. Kiana James and JC Jane. And then the head scratcher match. Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Which the winner gets a championship match. So you already know Liv is not going to be Queen of the Ring.
What are y'all doing over there, man?
What
is
happening? I don't understand this. I do not understand this. And we'll go into more of this. And then we have the men's side. On the men's, let's see what we got in the chat right here. Hey, Tully Television, how are you, sir? Glad you are here.
Tully.
And said, don't be surprised if you see Jade and her WWE start doing some subs with fellow baddies sitting at ringside. Oh, please, God, no. No one cares. This is what I say about Jade and her little squad.
Seriously, no one cares.
Get that personality to be a baddie.
So, on the men's side, Penta and Cero Miedo versus Oba Femi in an opening match. Another opening match, Solo Sikoa versus Carmelo Hayes. Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker.
Wow, okay.
Trick Williams versus Damian Priest.
Huh.
Wow. Talk about your boy here. Javon Evans goes against Seth Rollins.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ricky Saints against Tala Tonga. Your boy Jey Uso versus LA Knight. And this is weird. Royce Keys versus Finn. And Finn
they found out he's alive. Okay.
And Finn is in blue, which is SmackDown. So is Finn being moved to SmackDown now? A lot of questions here that need to be answered. And we'll go into more of that on Wednesday Night Overbooked. But was there anything specific that you really enjoyed about this show, Ego?
I mean, I guess the Oba and the Brock Lesnar match was decent. It's just, I mean, it not to make light of this PLE, but I mean, watching Mask for Mask was way better. I mean, no comparison. I'm like, I could have put. You said what?
Tough act to follow.
Very tough act to follow. I mean, you couldn't put in a person that's half Italian, half Japanese to be an Italian in Italy, but you put a German pretending to be an American in Mexico that speaks fluent Spanish. It's a huge contrast of philosophies, and one is wildly successful, and the other is just sitting on the shelf gaining dust. So I mean, it was decent for what it was, but that was a tough act to follow with the Mask for Mask, man.
Keely Chow, are you trying to say that are you an AEW fan here? Is that what we're saying here? Yeah. And then yes, and I agree to tell you the Jade rematch just seemed a little wonky.
Absolutely.
At times. Again, I thought the best match of the night was the Man versus Soul. I like that match. Definite. Soul was doing a little more on the groundwork. I mean, she still got in. Okay. You're a fan of the XAE.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go. Gotcha. So I thought that was I thought that was the match of the night, and even that did not compare to Mask versus Mask last night. So, but on a whole, post Mania, which again, as we lamented, was just so inundated with commercials and stuff that made no logical sense. This was a better show than that. It was a good show. Was it better than Backlash? No, it was not. The crowd was hotter, so it made it feel like a little more exciting. But other than that, it was there. It was a show. That's all. So, any final thoughts?
It was a show.
Any final thoughts on Clash in Italy, Mr. LeftEyeEgo?
I mean, no. I mean, like you said, Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca was decent. It was just it was a PLE. It was a PLE. It was nice for what it was, but I would have wanted a little bit more. Things look a little bit more polished. But I mean, the main thing for me is, hey, if you have not checked out the Mask for Mask match between the El Grande Americano Original and El Grande Americano, you should check that out. That is well worth your time.
Absolutely.
Well worth your time.
And that is on WWE's YouTube channel. I don't know how pay-per-view turned into just a TV show for the WWE. It's called streaming. That's why.
That's pretty true.
It's called streaming. That's what happened. So, do you have anything new coming up, sir?
Guys, we're in pregnancy purgatory right now. Either things are either going to move very fast or very slowly in the next week or two. I have no idea. We're still seeing our doctors for everything. It's just I am on a content like slowdown at this point. Unless it's being on the guys with Wednesday nights overbooked, it's going to be random that you'll get a video from me. It's literally just because all these doctors, we got to figure out what's what. That's the main thing. So we'll see.
But I just want to ask on a personal level, with all the confusion, the chaos, is there still a level of excitement in the Ego house?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I'm trying to figure out around what PLE like he'll be able to like sit in the crib and watch it with me. I've already played. That's fantastic. I already have that set. Like I'm like, hey, right? Yeah, thanks, man. Like don't let her go into labor doing Raw. Like she's gonna have that up. Like if he gets born to the Oba chant, that's a wrap. That might actually be his name if something like that magically happen. So I mean, I'm excited about it. It's just planning it around that. As soon as he's out and about and stuff like that, and I got a handle on things. Yeah, he's wrestling. We're gonna sit down watching Raw. Like that's fantastic. Like I might do streams with him in the shoulder rig and everything. Like I got plans. So yeah, I'm excited. Just that's It's all everything's on pause until then.
Okay, so chat. Let's make sure that we put it out into the universe that his child is not born during the entrance of Jey Uso.
Your ruler has arrived.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. And as for my whoa. Wow.
You gotta give a Mike Chopper fatality for that one, man.
Damn, Keely. Gee.
Oh! Fatality.
I mean,
that was wild.
I mean, you don't gotta be so harsh. I mean, at least my team went to the playoffs, unlike the Cowboys.
Fatality.
Cowboys didn't deserve that stray at all.
Yes, they did.
Oh, you poor baby.
So going forward, be sure to tune into Wednesday Nights Overbooked. Looks like we're just gonna have the one special segment, which will be, I'm gonna announce it here, based on what was announced at Backlash, the John Cena Classic. We're not going to go into specifics because I don't think the WWE even knows how it's going to work. But the concept is main roster versus NXT in a wrestling exhibition So we're going to pitch our own matches of who we think should be on that card. I'm just going to say my pick is the best of all of them. So, I mean, everyone's just competing for second place at this point. And I will be back once as we're booked. I will be doing more content, probably dropping some shorts from this stream as well. I got shorts from last stream. Check out all of our stuff. Again, 1 sub away from 800, folks. That would be awesome to get there. But thank you for stopping by. And on behalf of LeftEyeEgo and myself, I want to say keep talking, keep smiling, have a great rest of your weekend.
Toodles!
Always take care and always have fun.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Lawrence.